023 The classic manga adaptation of the blockbuster Little Black Fish is coming. Once the film was released, it directly ignited the controversy of public opinion. Negative comments from viewers on major websites are overwhelming. However, some supporters believe that these comments are pure racism and appearance. Stop talking nonsense. Come to it, your big friend. Hot as together. Neptune has many mermaid daughters, but her favorite is her youngest daughter Ellie, because her voice is the most beautiful voice in the sea. But Ellie is naughtier than other sisters. In addition to being absent from family meetings often, I love exploring unknown places. This shipwreck is a mirror in the sea. Ellie ignored her father's warning. I often go treasure hunting here. A mirror in the depths of a shipwreck became her favorite, just because I can appreciate my own peerless face. Unexpectedly, a giant megalodon came suddenly. Lingyu was so frightened that he burrowed into the sand in a hurry. Seeing a friend in a desperate situation, witty Ellie overturns the bucket, attracting shark's attention. The sawtooth shark turned its head and swam in Ellie's direction. Ellie saw the opportunity and quickly hid inside the sunken ship, then used the mirror reflection to successfully play with the shark. And there are other reasons why Uncharted fascinates him. The tools that humans use fascinate him. But the father has always regarded human beings as scourges. I don't want Ellie to come into contact with the human world. But Elle doesn't believe it. Humans who made so many treasures. What terrible things will happen? Instead, because of the father's repeated opposition, he yearns for the human world outside. This day the light is shining on the water. Ellie could no longer restrain her inner impulse. Swim up in the direction of the light. This is the first time he surfaced. The fireworks in the sky dazzled him. A sailboat sails past Ellie. Immediately became interested. The people on the boat laughed and sang and danced. Ellie sneaks into the boat, watching their every move. Unexpectedly, the weather on the sea can change. A storm strike keeps the crew busy. Huge waves almost swallowed the sailboat. A sailor fully controls the direction, but the sailboat still hit the rocks. The huge shock threw the oil lamp on the deck, instantly ignited a raging fire. It's too late to put out the fire. The captain can only order everyone to abandon ship and escape. The sailor just now found the dog still trapped in the fire. He risked his life to save the dog. Ellie quietly helped the dog swim to the lifeboat in the water. At this time, the sailor slipped and fell into the sea. Ellie was beaten by this kind man. He dived into the sea despite the danger and rescued the sailors. Swam all night and finally reached the shore. Fortunately, the sailor's life is not in danger. In a trance, I heard a beautiful singing. At this time, a group of people came ashore looking for survivors. Ellie can only go back to the sea and hide behind the rocks. And this encounter gave him some special affection for sailors. Vowed to someday be sure to meet sailor again. The rescued sailor turned out to be a prince. In a trance, he vaguely remembers being rescued by a girl. He wants to find girls against the king and queen. They thought the prince was looking for an excuse to escape from the palace again. So he was forced to stay in the palace, preparing for the throne. In the sea at this time, Ellie and her sisters are cleaning up the damage caused by the wreck. This is one of the reasons Neptune doesn't like humans. Knowing that Ellie saved a human Aquaman, he was furious. Ellie's mother was killed by humans. Aquaman has always held a grudge against this. In a fit of rage she destroys Ellie's cash and snow. Seeing the collection destroyed over the years, Ellie felt aggrieved, alone holding a severed hand dejectedly. At this time, Witch and Guhai used magic to transmit voices thousands of miles away. Said that he could help Ellie realize her dream. And his words moved Ellie very much. So in spite of the danger, came to the dark sea where my aunt is. And said that she wanted to enter the human world. The most important thing is to give up the beautiful fish tail instead of 2 human legs. But the magic can only last for 7 days. As long as you get the kiss of true love from the prince within 7 days, Ellie can become human forever. Otherwise she will be beaten back to her original shape and be a slave to the sea witch. And as the price of turning into a human, it's Ellie who doesn't have a beautiful voice anymore. Ellie hesitates, but the sea witch keeps prodding her with the sea king. Half push and half rescue Ellie and make a contract with the sea witch. After a spell, countless octopus arms reach out to Ellie. Her voice will be preserved in a nautilus shell. Soon Ellie's fishtails turned into legs. Then a burst of suffocation came. He swam desperately to the surface. The moment he came out of the water, he seemed to be born again. But actually the sea witch is not so kind. To get Ellie's voice, he secretly cast a little curse. Things that made Ellie forget about finding true love's kiss. Unknowingly, Ellie has not waited to swim ashore. Caught in a fishing net. The fisherman thought the girl was shipwrecked. Not only cloaked him, and ready to send him to the castle for help. Ellie was curious about everything she saw on the road. This is the human world he has been looking forward to for a long time. It's just that he can't walk on his legs yet. The servants in the castle clean and bathe him, put on new clothes, waiting for the arrival of the prince. Ellie is full of expectations, until I can finally see the prince. But at the moment when the prince really arrives, Ellie, who lost her voice, couldn't speak a word. Prince, disappointed, didn't recognize the girl who saved him. Ellie didn't expect this to happen. He sat alone by the window disappointed and sad. Then the little crab came to remind him. Don't forget the kiss of true love. However, Ellie has long since forgotten about it. I just want to take a good look at this unknown new world. She hangs out in the palace, went around and came to a storage room. It's like his treasure box under the sea. There are all kinds of exquisite handicrafts and science props. He picked up a little mermaid ornament and looked at it carefully. Suddenly the owner of the room came back. It's the prince I just met. Because usually no one is interested in the things here. So the prince welcomes this new guest. Ellie took a seabed fossil and fell to the ground on the spot. This fall aroused the prince's interest even more. Then Ellie also shared another usage of conch. Although Ellie can't speak, but the two of them still stayed in the treasure pavilion until very late. The next day the prince drives a carriage. Take Ellie for a walk outside the castle. Looking at Ellie's curious eyes, the prince knew that she also wanted to experience the joy of driving a carriage. But when Ellie got the reins, the carriage suddenly galloped up, nearly hit the passing crowd. At last, surprised and stopped in front of a group of goats. The prince just calmed the goat. I turned around and found that Ellie was gone. It turned out that she was attracted by a market. Everything here is so novel. The eating fork Ellie thought was a comb. Until you find everyone has the same eyes. Only to live in embarrassment. Flowers given to her. She swallowed it as food. Warm invitation from local citizens. Ellie and Prince dancing in the crowd. Like a couple on a date. It's a pity that they still didn't kiss at such a good moment. As night fell, the two came to a river. Ellie has seen a lot of boats but never been on a boat. The considerate prince took Ellie to float on the water. With the help of the little crab and the seabed buddies, the atmosphere on the water is getting more and more ambiguous. Even the little animals are expecting the prince to kiss Ellie. The prince tells Ellie the sailors to find their way by the stars. Two people lying on the boat looking